The Master of Moglins class came out 5 years ago at this point, so kind of old. But thankfully, it got buffed this week. So with that buff, we're gonna go over, see if it's actually worth the $100 that it costs. I think it's Canadian price. I don't know if it's 130 USD. Anyway, it's over $100 with shipping. Everything's calculating that no matter where you live. So that is quite a bit of money for a class in a video game. Now keep in mind, you do also get these little things here too. I was gonna go get one to show it on the video here, but I put them in storage, I guess. I don't know where they are. They are decent quality though. The actual real life product you get a bunch of these in a whole big bag they send you. Anyway, I did a video unboxing a while back if you want to see that. When Master Moglins released 5 years ago, it was considered a top tier farmer in the game. I think that's a direct quote from Shim. Go watch his video at the time from 5 years ago. If you don't believe me, I actually checked it out just to see what he thought of the class at the time, because I know in my personal opinion it was pretty top tier. The only competition it had at the time was the Legion Revenant, and it was about on par with them. They're about neck and neck. You know, Revenant's better at some things, and you know, give and take a little bit, but top tier class when it released. But time has not been well to it, and with classes like Archmage coming out and stuff like that, this one kind of dropped down a tier. If you were putting them on tiers like that, it was definitely a second tier and no longer top tier in the game. But with the buff, we'll see. Maybe it is. Let's check out the actual class with the buff that it received. Okay, let's go very quickly through this. Now, the big changes for the class are that the Moglin Magical Strike skill is now dealing the full damage to all targets instead of the old reduced damage to secondary targets. So it used to be only the guy you're targeting would get full damage and the rest of them would get reduced. Now they all get the full damage. Very, very massive change for the class. It's going to up the DPS a lot. Just a singular change there is going to be big. The other massive change to the class is the rank 10 passive. Surprisingly, this got a massive change. So the old passive here, thanks to Wiki not being updated yet, we can see that it was plus 10% crit chance. That was the old rank 10 passive on this class. The new rank 10 passive is Moglin Frenzy, which is your last skill, this one right here, which is now on a 15-second cooldown too, by the way, instead of 30, which is massive as well. So the Moglin Frenzy applies Moglin Blitz to your target, increasing the damage they take from each successive hit of the skill by 45% 12 times, up to 12 times. That is insane. So every 15 seconds, you're doing 45% more damage. Okay, that's something. I haven't tested that out yet, but that sounds really broken. Is it going to actually be broken in practice? Probably not, because usually you read this and then you go in game and it's like, oh wait, it's not actually that crazy, but it sounds really cool on paper. So okay, here we are in Class Hall, and these are the enhancements I'm using. So this is just full base wizard +5 with a spiral carve, because I'm not taking that off, so whatever. It's basically just luck on the weapon, and that is that for that. Is this optimal? No. Is this min-maxed? No. Is it the recommended enhancement it says in the class? Yes. Well, except for the luck, but yeah, it is an SOD, and I do have Poly Roger equipped as well, so these guys do get affected by that, but I imagine most people are running that combo these days. All right, I don't know what's going to happen, so let's see. I did test it on stream slightly, and it was doing similar DPS to Archmage, so let's see if that is the case in this video. I think I might be using different enhancements. Also, the animations are broken on the class. That's a really fun detail. They updated it, and there's no cool animations playing anymore. I have my animations turned on, I guarantee you that. But they don't play anymore, so that might be something for them to look at. I don't know, but it looks kind of silly without the animations. It's just a screen, and you can see that with just wizard enhancements in spiral carve luck, we are doing 12,000 damage per second with a multi-target class. 13,000 now. This class is actually pay to win. It's doing as much, if not more, DPS another class without like crazy dauntless or anything like that. Like none of the end game forge enhancements. Just these are just base wizard enhancements on this class right now. So 13,000 DPS on 3 targets. This isn't, it can hit 4 targets, by the way, too. So this isn't like optimal even for farming. I'm doing 3 because I want to compare it to another class that also does 3, and most rooms have 3 targets. Like there's not a lot of situations where you're farming more than 3 at a time in most like weekly events and stuff. So I think 3 targets is for multi-target is a good test for it. But this does have 4 targets, and it does do full damage to all 4 targets now. Shouldn't used to. Okay, so it seems like we're leveling off after about a minute and a half, which I don't think you'd be. I mean, we might be, but and it will probably keep going higher because we can get the 12 stacks in this, so it might go up to 13, 14. And with better enhancements, you're definitely getting probably up into the 18s to 20s area. Maybe not that high, but you're probably going to get quite a bit higher than 13s. But you can see 13,000 DPS is insanely good for base enhancements. These are enhancements that you just get for free just for leveling up. No extra farming required. You're doing almost 14,000 DPS at 3 targets, and I'm not thinking about the combo at all. This is how you'd actually farm with it. Like you're just hitting the 4 buttons, and they're going, and you're watching a YouTube video or something, and we're hitting 14,000 DPS now, and it's still going up. So, yeah, very good. Let's quickly compare this to the actual top tier farming class in the game right now. Well, what used to be the top tier farming class. Maybe Master Moglins is better. So let's see. Okay, this is Archmage or Archmage. This is using actually a pay to win enhancement as well. So you got the pay to win Master Moglins. You got this pay to win. I think the pay to win on this is max. It's probably maximum DPS. Then you got Wizard +5 on class. You got Forge, Penance, and Clairvoyance. This is just kind of enhancements to keep it alive, so this doesn't make it go to the respawn screen. And then, all right, so this is basically optimal min-maxed enhancements for this. Unlike the other class, but doesn't have optimal and min-max, so this is actually pretty min-maxed. So let's see how this does in comparison to the other one. So I will say an advantage to this class that the other one doesn't have. So we have 5, 1, 3, and then 5 again. And that'll get our HOT going, which doesn't really matter in this room, but just do that because that's how you'd use this in a normal room. It's how you'd normally use in class, and then you just spam the auto attack and the 3 skill. So you only have to hit 2 buttons on your keyboard compared to the 4, which might save your hand from early onset arthritis, but hey, who cares about that? All we care about is the DPS, right? So you can see we're not doing as much as Master Moglins, and we 10,000, we're up there, we're going up, we're not doing 13,000 yet, but you know, we'll give some time. We gave the other one like 2 or 3 minutes, so we'll give this one about that much time as well, see where it ends up. But you can see this one, which isn't even free either, because this has a treasure chest enhancement that's pretty expensive, depending on how lucky you get with the treasure chest. So this isn't even a free loadout either, but you can farm this class, you can't farm the other one. And this one only uses 2 buttons instead of 4, so it's a slightly quality of life thing if you're actually farming in the real world and not botting with the class. So could be a consideration, but it looks like Master Moglins is winning without optimized enhancements, and it's doing better than Archmage. That's I actually thought it was gonna be a little closer, like more neck and neck. And I think if you did the proper enhancements with, I think maybe you could get Archmage closer. This might not be the best of the best, but it's definitely not the worst enhancements you can put on Archmage. And like I said a million times, like I was using base wizard on the other class, so yeah, this one has not base stuff. So yeah, it looks like we're ending up at about 10k flat DPS on these 3 targets here. So not a great story. Just for fun, let's go hop back on the other class, on the Master Moglins, and let's try it out in a room with 4 targets. I lied, this is 6 targets. Anyway, here you go. So my thoughts on this. Should you buy it for $100 and some? No. But if you were to buy it, or if you already have it, might be worth taking out of your bank if you already have it. It seems like the buff is pretty decent. And with that new passive skill, might be good at bosses now too. And the support ability on it is not bad. Like, it's a pretty good support ability. The 3 skill is 20% endurance on the first cast. The second cast gives an HOT to all your allies. And this is 7 people, by the way, because they buffed that too. And regenerates your mana over time. Well, that's your mana, but you're giving an HOT and 20% endurance to everyone in your room with your buff skill too. So that could be helpful in bosses. And that new passive on the rank 10 that doesn't even have its own icon because it's new there. Or that might have been how it was before, but we're doing less DPS here. Well, maybe because let's start it. But anyway, this was interesting. I actually didn't think it would be that much higher, especially with the base enhancements. I expected some kind of Forge shenanigans to be needed, like every other class they do in the game these days. But it seems like it's actually pretty viable to just use with base enhancements and it being pretty pay to win like that, which is good, I guess. I mean, this isn't gonna be winning you. I mean, PvP doesn't matter in this game at all. Why would I even think about that? But it's kind of a PvE game. But having this is the best farming class in the game. If it's better than Archmage, because Archmage was statistically the best in the game before this. So this is actually the best now in the game. Unless I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, comment down below. But I think this might be the best in the game now. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. Having a paid class is the best. And only paid, with no free alternative of acquiring it anyway. But, yeah, that's interesting, at least. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. That's a weird conclusion to come to for the video. I didn't expect to come to that conclusion. I expected Archmage to be slightly better than it, or them to be like very much on par, kind of like how Legion Revenant and Master Moglins were back in the day, but doesn't seem to be the case these days. And it seems like we're doing lower DPS and more target room here. I don't know how that works, but hey, not great at math myself, but you'd think the DPS number would be higher, but I guess not, even though we're hitting another target. But maybe because these targets don't really have any health. That is probably why. Could be it. All right, tried out the class in Ice Storm Under just to see like if having more HP and more targets help the DPS at all or anything like that, and it seems to be consistently around 10,000. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there because I thought maybe the HP pools were affecting it, and I think if you did have higher HP mobs, you might be getting better DPS, question mark. I don't know, but anyway, I think the conclusion is pretty solid there. Here is Archmage for just a quick comparison on a same map here. And this is doing actually quite a bit better in the other room, maybe. I mean, no, it's kind of leveling off around 10k. So I actually, yeah, looking at here, it is closer to Master Moglins with a little bit like more targets, more HP pool. It is actually getting quite a bit closer. They're about 10k pop in this room. So is the pay to one really the best? I'd say probably actually, because it's doing the buffs and stuff as well. So it is probably better in that regard. Looks cooler too when the animations are actually running. Although you do use less keys with this one, like I said before. But, and you see we're kind of dropping off a little bit on the damage there as time goes on. Could be because I'm talking though. anyway, so I'm coming to a rough conclusion that the classes are kind of close. You can pay to win to just have the best farming class in the game right now, I guess. With Master Moglins, that's the thing you can do now if you want to spend $100 on Hero Mart and get those plush toys that come with this class. You can do that now. So I don't know why our damage is still dropping. That's kind of weird, but it's something you can do if you'd like. But would I recommend doing that? Probably not. Not in this game. But if you want to, you can. feels like I'm kind of promoting it by saying it's the best class in the game now, and I probably will be using Master Moglins now, if I'm being completely honest, instead of Archmage, because Archmage does tend to die because it damages itself to do damage, and it's kind of like a downside, so it'll die sometimes, especially when the mobs are doing a little bit more damage. Master Moglins doesn't really have that problem, so I might be using it now instead of Archmage. We'll see how the cards, how that plays out on that one, what's in the cards for that. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you got something out of it. I didn't really have much direction. I kind of just wanted to show off the class with the buffs, and you can come to the conclusion. I showed it with base enhancements there. I'm sure you can think about what it would be like with better enhancements. But if I show off better enhancements, I don't know. I always like doing the base stuff for showing a class like that. I mean, this one's shown off better, but just to show that it is as good as the best with only base enhancements. Anyway, leave a like on the video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below what you think. Would you pick up this class now that it's basically in the meta again? Which it is at least in the meta now, which is really good. Even if it isn't the best, if people find a way to make another class better, it's still at least in the top tier now, at least. Period. Like it is. It's very good now. So that's good to see. And I'll see you guys in the next one. News video should be up tomorrow, and other content on the channel. Check out. Did a bunch of tier lists on people's sets. If you want to see me rating people's sets on the channel recently, so check those out. And I'll see you next one. Bye bye.